Hello, this video is for Missing Basic 4 and we are students from MERITUS University and this video is specially for Miss Rowena Francis. Okay, so before we proceed with this video, let us introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Muhammad Faris bin Syari.
Hello, I'm Fauzan bin Muhammad Yusof.
And hello, my name is Muhammad Zul Hakim bin Alias. In this fourth assessment of Missing Basic 4, we are required to discuss in details about the topic trade in shipping. So, our group members have chosen the topic of trade war to be discussed in details in this video. This is the overview of this video. Firstly, we are going to talk about the definition of trade war. Followed by secondly, the concept, analogy, and the example of the trade war. And lastly, we are going to talk about the effects of trade war. Before we go into details about this topic, so let us discover what is the definition of trade war. A trade war can be defined as an economic conflict that resulting from extreme protectionism in which states raise or create tariff or other trade barriers against each other in response to trade barriers created by the other party. A trade war is a side effect of extreme protectionism that occurs when country A raises tariff on country B import in retaliation for country B raising tariff on countries A imports. Okay, so what is tariff? For your information, a tariff is actually a tax imposed on imported goods and services. Okay, so we have discovered the definition of trade war. Now, let us move on to the next part, which is the trade war concept, analogy, and example.
Could the United States and China be on the brink of a trade war? Maybe yes, if the President Donald Trump follows through on his campaign promise to tax their imports goods. So, what is the main reason on why this United States-China trade relationship that made Trump is not fan on? Trump thinks that this trade is not fair. Okay, move on to the statistic. We can see that the trade between these two countries, which is the United States and China, is too huge. To be precise, the total of about $659.4 billion. On 2015, about $161 billion worth of goods from America were sent to China that year, while another $497.8 billion worth of goods from China were sent to America. So, what does it mean? It means that the United States had a deficit of trade in total of about $336 billion in 2015. This is the reason on why President Trump is so annoyed with China. That's why, while on his campaign trail, the president had promised to impose huge tariffs on the Chinese goods. It can be any percent between 10% to 45%. What exactly does it mean? Let us use a cup of coffee as an example. Let's say that A is Chinese coffee maker and the current cost is only $1 to import this coffee into the US. But if President Trump introduced a 45% tariff on all goods from China, this cup of coffee will now cost A $1.45 to get into the US. And you guys probably know who is going to pay for the price? Of course, B, the consumer. Then B will ask themselves why he need to pay $1.45 for a cup of coffee from China, where he can potentially get a cup of coffee from India for less than $1. That could badly hurt Chinese companies and their products. It will be the first smash in the United States-China trade war. China could impose retaliatory tariff on certain industries, and that in turn would hurt the American companies. America's top export to China is airplanes. So, by increasing tariffs on Boeing, for example, will hurt, but it is not just tariffs. State-run carriers like Air China could simply decide to stop ordering planes. They could instead buy from their rivals, like European country manufacturing Airbus. That will make a big question. Who would win the United States-China trade war? But one thing for us to think. It won't be hurting just for China and America's economy, but it also has the potential to lift the entire globe, affecting the economy.
Okay, so we have discovered what is the concept, analogy, and example of trade war. Now, we move on to the last part of our video, which is the effects of trade war.
Moving to the effect of trade war. We are focusing on three major industries that affected with this trade war in the supply chain design. They are ports, shipping company, and manufacturer. According to China Custom Administration, export value dropped by 4.4% in December 2018, while import value were at the lowest since 2016. Shipping company will facing a low demand in their business due to less import and export process, a high cost from the direct shipping from port to port by both parties, and a high maintenance cost for the idle ship at the port area. Next, in manufacture sector, they have four industries that will be affected by the trade war between US and China. They are automobiles, technology and telecommunications, agriculture, and small and medium enterprise. For automobile sector in China, they facing a drop by 50% in the trade of US-made car and facing a drop by 4 times in the volume of cars sold in 2018. Even it related with the case of patent in iPhone product, this trade war enhanced Chinese to ban all over the Apple product. In the year of 2017, China spent almost $13 billion toward the agriculture sector, but in 2018, American soybean farmers were put in a bind with huge stockpile of products that they could not sell. Due to high imposed tariff on the raw materials goods, most the SME company cannot cope with this issue regarding the price, and they are having a failure downturn in terms of their logistics. Next, we will discuss about the action on how they deal with the trade war. From our research, we found some of the management of the company that facing this trade war issue suggest to have a layoff strategy. Besides that, all the expansion on the business must be forgo. Other than that, the management need to fast react and find another alternative way to sustain in the business.
That is the part for the effects of the trade war. So, in a conclusion, we have already covered everything in this video, which is the definition of trade war, concept, analogy, and example, and lastly, the effects of the trade war. This is the end of our video. So, we would like to thank to all of you for watching this video about the trade war. And this video is specially for the subject Missing Basic 4